The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. It is 5 a.m. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and we begin again on Storm Watch. California soaking after this monster storm pounded the state with a deluge.
And Kern County was not spared, as many of us saw the intense rain, especially during that rush hour traffic period, causing chaos on our local streets. This is Highway 33. 6 vehicles there reportedly became stuck when the water was just too high. This is what it looked like at Brown Material Road, not too far from Highway 46 at Blackwell's Corner. This is in the far northwest part of the county. Those drivers were rescued and their vehicles towed, while other approaching cars were ordered to turn around. Now to Pine Mountain Club, and people there were on high alert as streets flooded. Officials were forced to shut down Lockwood Valley Road at Highway 33 yesterday. The closure was made to block drivers from entering an area where a mudslide happened.
And a search near Paso Robles for a child lost in the floodwaters had to be called off early this morning. CAL FIRE was called to a report of a truck stuck in a creek bed with a woman and child inside. They say witnesses were able to pull the mother to safety but could not reach the 5-year-old. Rescuers say the search was called off because weather conditions made it unsafe for first responders. And this morning, President Biden is in Mexico City. He'll meet with Mexico's president and Canadian Prime Minister as the so-called Three Amigos summit is underway. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington.
President Biden meeting with Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador for crucial talks on key issues impacting both countries, including tackling the migrant crisis and stopping the flow of illegal drugs coming across the southern border.
I wish we could just have one focus, only one focus. We have multiple foci, and so that's what we have to work on.
On his first day in office, President Biden sent Congress his administration's plan to provide a legal pathway to citizenship and strengthen border security. But it's gone nowhere amid Republican opposition.
Then we would ask them to take another look at that reform legislation and act on it.
House Republicans now hold the majority, with Kevin McCarthy taking over the Speaker's gavel, the party passing a package of rules Monday that will govern how they run the House over the next 2 years.
And that was the real goal of the rules changes, to open up the process and let members of Congress be able to represent their constituents better.
The GOP is also moving forward with its agenda, which includes launching investigations into the Biden administration and undoing Democrats' expansion of the IRS.
For the Republicans to hold out to the American people that they are saving something by doing this, all they're doing is crashing the economy.
The GOP bill will face roadblocks in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Today, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will join President Biden and President Obrador for talks on key issues, including border security, trade, and climate change. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson for NBC News.
Meantime, the Justice Department is examining some classified documents from the Obama-Biden administration discovered at a Biden think tank. The White House is acknowledging that a small number of documents marked classified were found in a locked closet in an office space at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C. They say the space was used by Biden after he left the vice presidency, but before he was elected president. The papers were discovered the day before the midterm election and were turned over to the DOJ. All of this follows the discovery of roughly 300 classified documents at former President Trump's residence at Mar-a-Lago. The Justice Department there is considering criminal charges in that case. This morning, county supervisors are set to hear about so-called tiny homes. It is a controversial proposal for homeless housing in Oildale. Members will be asked to approve the bid and the contract for the project. However, there is opposition to the project in the community. If approved, the homes will be steps away from the Rasmussen Senior Center. Many believe the proposal of tiny homes for the homeless will threaten that center.
It's already happening to a small degree, and it's not fair, it's not right. We've had stuff stolen out of our parking lot, and it's not seniors, I don't believe, that are doing the stealing. It's the homeless element around here already.
The project will be funded with the money from the American Rescue Plan Act with no impact to Kern County's general fund. That is the same funding source the county used for its M Street Navigation Center.
Also this morning, we'll hear more about the grave report from our county health officials about the increase in child deaths in Kern County. These statistics are sobering, but the report itself is key for many local nonprofits. 17's Chris Burton explains.
In its first report since 2018, the Kern County Child Death Review Team paints a grim picture. More children are dying in Kern than in previous years. The report takes into account all child deaths brought into the coroner's office between 2017 and 2021, nearly half of those deaths happening just since 2020. The hard numbers in the report are not large, statistically speaking. A total of 265 deaths were reported during the observation period, but within those numbers, sobering trends have emerged. Accidental deaths across children of all ages rose 86% from 2017 to 2021, and that includes 7 deaths since 2020 caused by fentanyl poisoning. Among children under 1, sudden infant death syndrome continues to plague our county. Sudden infant death syndrome, or crib death, is the unexplained death of a seemingly healthy baby. Though rates have declined slightly since 2017, Kern's average rate over the 5-year period the report covers was nearly 4 times that of California's overall rate. The report also finds that child deaths don't affect all Kern communities evenly. Black and African American children in Kern County were 3 to 4 times more likely to suffer preventable death than white or Hispanic children. But while the statistics are grave, the report itself is a critical tool for local health organizations. Amy Travis, director of Child Advocacy Commission First 5 Kern, says the trends in these reports tell organizations like hers how to best serve our community.
For us as an organization, First 5 is always looking at ways that we can invest our funds the most effectively. These reports are very helpful in identifying where those limited resources can go.
Kern County Public Health declined to comment on the report until it's presented to the Kern County Board of Supervisors. That presentation will take place during Tuesday's meeting.
Chris Burton with that report. Meantime, the Tehachapi woman acquitted of murder in the 2019 shooting death of a former boyfriend who molested their teen daughter is hoping to avoid going back to trial for a separate charge. A lawyer for Wendy Howard has filed a motion for her case to be dismissed, arguing that retrying Howard on a voluntary manslaughter charge would deny her of her Fifth Amendment against being tried twice for the same offense. Although Howard was acquitted of first-degree murder, jurors deadlocked on voluntary manslaughter, heat of passion. Prosecutors are seeking to retry Howard on that charge, which alleges the killing occurred during a sudden fight. The motion to dismiss is scheduled to be heard next month.
Police are searching for a person of interest in a Southeast Bakersfield double homicide that happened on Friday. The Bakersfield Police Department says they're looking for 31-year-old Giovanni Ayan in connection to the deaths of 2 men found at the home on Darling Point Drive early Friday. Ayan's described as 5'9", weighing 140 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. BPD says Ayan's considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information is asked to call police. The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.